And we are back live on the Twitch because that's what we do. Welcome back. We are playing Wild Beyond Witchlight right now here on Windy J D&D Guild. Thank you for joining. Last week, where we left off with this particular group. Actually, I should do some announcements here real quick first. First announcement coming up. One of our friends, Sky Guy, he streams on Twitch as well as Dutch Dungeons, as he is Dutch. Does English quite fluently with us on our Friday games. However, he has been nominated for a Dutch Streamer Award, so check him out. I'll do a shout out to his channel here shortly in the chat. But yeah, kudos to our friends who are doing good things around the world. But that was the main announcement that I had. So, yay! Now we can get into the game. So, the first where you guys left off, you had made your way through much of the realms of Prismere. You went through what was known as Hither, where you started Bullywug revolutions and almost dispatched a hag, and then you went to a realm called Thither, where you found a number of lost children had been enslaved, helped a unicorn find the horn of its mate, but not its mate yet, and also almost dispatched yet another hag while the two hags were together, while also almost being dispatched twice yourselves. Burning much of the forest down at some points, and then burning down the home of the hag, and still not quite being successful at getting rid of them. So onward to Yon you go, as you are trying to find your way either A, back home, or to resolve some other things that you have in your backstories. And so you make your way to Yon, where there is lightning and darkness and mountainous cragginess all over the place. You meet a dandelion of particular self-bravado named Amador, and his very football-sized bee he calls Pollinella. You also met an elf called Gleam, who you've learned her sister exists in the original Witchlight Carnival, which is where everything began. And you also met the Korids, a race of people with gray skin, long magical hair, and then found that they had a distaste for a group called the Briganock, and trying to get somebody to help you out with dealing with the hags in this location, because now all three are together. You also went to the Briganock to see if you could resolve whatever conflict exists. Find out the Briganock actually have themselves a spokesperson, and that spokesperson managed to help you broker a deal where the two groups, the Koreds and the Briganock, would finally meet and maybe settle their xenophobic differences. And so off you went back to the Koreds to try and also convince them to do the same. But your night was not uneventful. Your night came... It's almost as if Prismere or some other force doesn't want you involved. And a tornado picked up all of you and all of your belongings and sent you flying back to Thither, right near where you first began when you got to that realm, and separating you from the dandelion and the elf, but not thankfully separating you from the little squirt can that was hanging out with you guys as well. Or from each other, for that matter. You were a little spread apart on the hill when you arrived, but this is where we left off, back in Thither, outside of a cave that you guys do vaguely recognize. And that's where we pick up. What do you guys do?
I think Scrags is also drunk on halfling booze.
I'm sorry. What now? What did I miss here?
I remember you took a big swig.
Yeah.
Of halfling
Right.
whiskey.
Right. And I said roll a Constitution saving throw, and that's what you did, right? Yeah, that's what that 6 is. Yeah, you're totally drunk right now. So you've taken a point of exhaustion. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's right there in the chat too. I should have picked up on that. boy. So you have a drunk Scrags, and everybody else is just maybe a little tornado drunk. Little bit on the dizzy side. What do you guys do?
Anyone else
Howdy,
want some
what?
booze?
I usually would, but what is in that stuff? He seems pretty hammered, and that was after one drink.
Let's see. So, if I remember the recipe correctly, my mom and dad always taught me this one. So it's Fireball, absinthe, grenadine, vodka, and I think a little bit of what was that other stuff? Oh, lemon juice.
These were alchemists. Are you sure that's not like a poison or something?
Now that you mention it, maybe.
All right, I'll try a little.
I hand them the flask.
I'll quick swig, like tip it up, drop it, and whatever comes out comes out.
All right, roll for me a Constitution saving throw. Because why not? 14. It's got a kick, and certainly it's got a little bit of the. You could definitely taste the fire as it's going down, but it is. I mean, it's got a kick.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Certainly burns a lot and tastes like tar. So yeah, it's great.
And
My friend
Scrags,
said whatever gets the job done.
Scrags, how do you respond to the situation?
I'm just watching the pretty colors.
Fair enough.
I'll just hand it back and stretch. Well, shit. We are lost. Well, not lost, but definitely not where we should be.
Roll a perception check.
Sure. 11.
11, yeah. It's you are familiar with this place. You didn't spend a lot of time here, but this is where you feel like this is exactly maybe a little around the hill from where the hot air balloon dropped you. Well, not really a hot air, it's a swamp gas balloon dropped you off from when you got here from hither. So you've gone a long ways back.
Yeah.
But this is also nearby that cave where there was that commoner, that human, that was spinning things with gold.
Yeah. Where I got my glittering studded leather.
Rumpelstiltskin. I mean,
Yeah.
nib.
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 And
And now that we know who Nib was like talking about when he was talking about that lady that he was serving, I wonder how he'd react to us. Do you want to go say hi?
I think so. Why not? Maybe he can't give us some new stuff too.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Are you alright, Scrags?
No.
I'm sorry.
Did any of us collect that water from the lake?
one person did. I actually think it was you who collected the water.
Okay, I felt like I would have. But... All right, I'll go in.
All right. Into the cave you go, and sure enough, it is darkened in here. But this time, you actually hear already in action is this human working on his loom. So you can already hear that there is already some activity happening in this space. It's not like you walked into him in the middle of the night like you did last time. He's already awake, so that is good.
Greetings and salutations, my friend. We have returned.
Welcome back. What brings you back here? It's been nearly a 10-day.
Has it been that long?
As
Well,
Greg's doing dishes. Yes, as Greg's is doing dishes. I don't know what's going on. Oh, whatever. Anyway, hi.
anyway, would you like some water?
Um,
And I'll just hand him the water
you
skin.
came all the way back here to just
Yes.
give me water?
Yes. It's the best water I've ever had.
Persuasion
And I
check.
have halfling whiskey if you want to chase it.
Does that give me
Maybe
advantage?
with advantage. Didn't need the
24.
advantage. 24.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that would impose disadvantage or advantage.
Finishes pedaling through a little bit of a weaving that he's doing, or spinning that he's doing, I should say. It's a spinning wheel he's working with. Tries to gather up some of the gold threads that he's got beside him to kind of moves them out so he can kind of step out. I suppose it would be appropriate that I do so. Sure, and takes the flask. What's so special about this water?
Oh, nothing if my theory is correct, but if it's wrong, then something very special.
How is the armor for you?
It's fantastic.
Okay, and then he takes a drink. And so with that swig, and just takes a sip. Fresh. It seems okay. Want me to drink the whole thing?
Sure, go ahead.
Do you want something? Tea, perhaps?
I would love tea.
I can do that. And then he goes over and starts, while he's drinking from this canteen that you've given him, he starts kind of putting together a kettle and putting it up over top of this little campfire that he's got in this space, the only light source in this cave. In this very simply appointed cave, there's nothing much in here, despite the fact that he's got a massive pile of gold beside him. And he keeps on drinking, seems to enjoy the water.
I am going to insight check him.
Go for it.
11.
An 11. He looks like he's enjoying the water.
All
right. This. Actually, hang on. Before we do that, I want to get to the first. Okay. Right. Okay. So, as he's kind of putting the tea together, you've obviously been here for a while. Tell me about your travels. What has all happened?
Oh.
It's been interesting, to say the least.
That's a word that you could use, possibly, yes.
So, you'll have to explain to me what you think interesting means, because I'm here.
I always say interesting when things suck really bad.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry to hear that. Hands over the teacup to you.
Oh, thank you.
About 10 minutes ago, give or take, we were in Yon. Then a tornado picked us up and threw us onto your mountain.
A tornado.
Yes.
You lot don't do anything small, do you?
To be fair, that was not our intention. That was more Mother of Nature throwing us miles.
But it takes a certain type of person to be able to do so, in so often.
It's a blessing and a curse. Mostly a curse. Very much only a curse, actually, I
Well,
would say.
The last I heard of you, you'd come here over in a swamp gas balloon after having nearly blown up one of the hag's homes. So, it, and yet you're back here again. At the
funny
behest,
thing is
obviously.
we almost blew up another hag's home.
I feel like we did blow it up this time.
Yeah, we did.
Granny's
I
home?
blew it up, yes.
You did that?
Yeah. Did you see it?
It's hard not to. The smoke is still going.
Oh, yeah. I hit it just right.
Wait a second. Is Granny gone then?
Afraid not.
Yeah.
Though she has retreated from this place, as far as we know.
I was just mad because she made me go bald.
That's what's different. I could not tell. There was something different about you.
How
Wanna
much
make it
would it
work?
cost us to craft her a wig or a hair growth tonic?
You came back here to bring me some water. I'm certain I can craft a toque of some sort or something to that effect.
Yay!
I do have, and I'll pull out 8 gold pieces. I do have 8 gold, if that would help.
I have plenty here, and it would behoove me to do this for you. After all, you did come back, and this is the rule of reciprocity, as it were. I have no problems with doing so. And I am... Yeah.
I'm gonna look out for any demons or shadows talking over him.
Sure. Roll a perception check. And he goes back over to his spinning wheel and begins getting to work while having conversation with you a little bit further. Yeah, you're gonna get these rolls out of the way now, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he does get back to work, or kind of gets to work, I should say. I should say back to work, but he does actually get to work for creating for you something you think might actually be able to help with your hair. And I am going to get you to roll a d8 for me, please. Dottie, roll a d8 for me, please.
Yes, indeed.
And I'll just like watch him do it and say over his shoulder, "Is it possible to create like potions, or is that like no because it's liquid?" Not that I'm asking. I'm just.
It doesn't tend to create things that can be consumed. I've tried. I honestly tried a potion of giant strength. It tasted like shit. But
Did it work?
I could look at me.
Oh yeah. Sorry. No offense.
None taken.
Well, if
I'm
you
a
ever
water
want a
Davian.
foul-tasting brew.
It wasn't actually a brew. It was more like it was very thready.
I've never, in all of my years, that's probably one thing I've never tasted. Something that's thready.
Yep, I would not recommend it. Nonetheless, and as he says that, he kind of finishes up a small little, what appears to be like a toque. And it's pink. It is a bright pink matching your hair color, and just offers it to you, Dottie, this toque. Or beanie, as if depending on who you are, which country you are from, and on Earth to know what that is. A toque is a Canadian headwear piece. Okay, shh. All right.
That's amazing. Once you said beanie, I got it though.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've suddenly realized just how Canuck I actually am. Anyway, the But it hands to you over this beanie, made of the same color of hair as yours. And being the... actually, I'm going to look this up here real quick. I had something for you. Where's the mouse I need to use? I have too many mice around my machine. Okay. I need to make sure that this is exactly what I want it to be for you. Let's see here, let's see here, let's see here.
Dottie wearing a beanie is somehow perfect.
I need to create new character art later.
Yep. And I would like you to add to your sheet a helm of telepathy.
Oh my goodness.
What? What?
So you now have a beanie of telepathy.
That is so dope.
It's just hands it over to you. This should help in a number of ways. I suppose I don't have to do this for much longer. If you are looking to dispatch Granny and you've already kicked her out of her home, maybe I've already paid off my debts.
I think if you've done this for us, I mean, I think you repaid your debt first day. You seem quite
You don't know if,
capable.
you don't know the number of poor choices I've made back home.
Oh,
Let's
wait.
say that
I forgot. You were a landlord.
I was.
Oh, so cool.
But I suppose there's not much else that the others of you will want while I still have gold before it's all taken away.
Taken away? Why?
Well, to be honest, much of what I use here was granted to me. My ability here was granted to me by Granny, but I just get. I'm not allowed to keep any of it. And so I presume to think that that means that when I have paid off my debts, I will not have access to it. And to be honest, it's a fair judgment.
Question, you tried to make like a potion before, but it didn't work out because it was stringy or thready.
Yes.
What about if you made like ramen or spaghetti potion?
Well, now there's a thought. Spaghetti.
A spaghetti potion of healing. I don't know.
Starts picking up some thread, starts kind of weaving it in, just kind of centers themselves a little bit, starts pedaling it through.
I always liked
And-
my mom's spaghetti.
I don't know. And as you watch it kind of coming out the end, it looks like spaghetti. And just kind of gathering it as if like out of a noodle maker kind of thing. Just starts gathering it out of the other end while he's pedaling it through, and eventually takes it out, kind of puts it into a bowl, and says, "Well, it's your idea. Would you like to try it?"
I think Erebus should be the one to has a look.
Erebus?
Sure, I'll look at it. What is this?
I'm thinking it's a spaghetti of healing. I don't know for sure.
I thought you said you couldn't make things that are consumed.
Well, I had tried, but I've never tried making it food. I've always tried to make it drink.
I'll take a little, or
All right.
examine
It tastes like spaghetti.
It certainly tastes like spaghetti. I am missing health.
You are missing health?
Yes.
Yeah, it tastes like spaghetti.
Okay. Well, it's certainly spaghetti.
Well, there's a new
I
way
don't
of
think
making
it
something.
has. It's true.
Although that is kind of slightly selfish. It was a great idea. What else would you want? Please, let me. I would like to.
Can I use my new beanie to read his mind?
You could certainly do so.
Okay.
And surface thoughts, you really do actually get the sense that most of what you actually experience is shame, but hope. That's kind of the surface thoughts you're going to get out of him.
Oh, that's so sad.
Unless you're actually
Oh.
casting detect thoughts, is that because that's something you can do? Is that
Yeah,
what you
it
want?
is.
So
I'll
detection.
do it. Why not?
All right, detect thoughts. Here we go. Detect thoughts.
You gave me. So.
I want to make sure I get this right, so let me read it. Make sure. When you cast a spell on an action, you focus. If the creature chooses to cool, initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, which is what I just told you, which is great. As an action, you can actually dig deeper if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll dig deeper.
You're gonna dig deeper.
Yeah, it's a DC 13 save because it's from the item and not me.
All right. Digging deeper. He's a nat 20. A little bit harder to kind of dive into, unfortunately.
Okay. Does he know I did that?
Yeah, okay, so when it fails, all you really do is get a little bit of insight into what his calling feels like. He's actually very hopeful right now that he might actually be done paying his debt, and that's the kind of sense that you get from him, is a lot of hope, maybe a little bit of joy, excitement, wonder, confusion, and all of the things that come with when you are about to do basically a complete career shift. All of those kinds of emotions are coming at him right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Awesome. I can read minds.
I don't know what is too powerful for this.
Well, you can only ask. If I can't make it, then I can maybe come up with an alternative.
All right, can you make me a ring that helps me evade? A ring of evasion, even.
Something that helps you move a little bit faster, perhaps away from enemies.
All right.
Let me see here. Well, you have did you get boots? Hang on. What DM's question, because he's actually having a brain fart. One of you guys got the Cloak of Elvenkind, right? Or cloak? Is that what it was? Was that Scragg's?
Yep, I got it. Yep.
And what was it that you got last time, Erebus?
I got the what is it called? Glamored studded leather.
That's right. Okay, I'm with you now. Okay, so just give me one quick little look here. All right. Let's see here. Okay, he says to you, rings. It's really hard to weave a ring unless it's like... I think I have a better option for you if you're open to it. They're boots. Yours are starting to look a little worn through anyway. Just give me a moment. And starts pedaling gold in through this spinning wheel once again. Just starts powering through it. And very quickly you can actually see it's kind of taking the foot form, shoelaces and the whole works. In about 20 minutes he's got one done. And another 20 minutes he'll have another done. While this is happening, is there anything else that you guys wanted to be doing or discussing while he's feverishly working at this?
Dottie's just trying out her new toy.
Huh. I wonder what would happen if you read Erebus's mind and actually got deeper.
Can I try?
Yeah, sure.
So what if go with surface? So if she's casting it, are you doing this?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you. So here's the deal. You are gonna get surface thoughts first. So Erebus, what would be your surface emotions?
Just, normal Erebus. He's upbeat. He's looking around. He's like, if he's ever upset, it's like a sly, nonchalant kind of upset. And he's just thinking about, Well, I asked for a ring, I get boots. If I ask for a hat, would I get some pants? They just, yeah, he's chilling.
Yeah. Nice.
Are you going to dig deeper?
Oh yeah.
He also thinks that your beanie looks great, but he doesn't actually know yet that it's a mind reading beanie.
Oh yeah, because I haven't revealed it.
Mhm.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, then roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please, Erebus.
All right. 9.
9 does not succeed. You get to go deeper. So you're going to find out a few more thoughts.
It's odd, and I guess because this is the first time you've gone deeper, you think that this might be with everybody, but it's almost like the entire personality changes. Every thought is based. He's not really hiding anything or thinking about other things other than the whole personality changes. It's depressive and down, almost like he's just a pessimistic person, and he's just thinking, we need to get rid of these hags. They're far too much danger, they're all involved, but if we put ourselves in too much danger, what is that? Dottie, Scrags, we don't have many options when it comes to doing this quietly. That's basically what you get. He's worrying.
Scrags. While all this spinning of boots is happening, what is Scrags doing?
He's just staring at the gold.
Gonna do anything about
Just a little bit. Just a little bit, Bobby. Just a little bit. A few threads. You'd never know. No one would know.
He spins us the infinity gauntlet.
Let's. Yeah. I wouldn't mind something powerful. What could I ask for that's super powerful?
What would drunk Scrags ask for?
I'd ask for me chalk.
A witch for chalk?
A witch for chalk? What? What are you talking about? What am I thinking? I don't know. I think I need to go to the toilet. Mister, where's your toilet?
Oh, I suppose the best is the hole over there. Just down that small tunnel over there. It drains down. It drains down in a way, so it seems to catch all the smell.
I'll rush there, and I'll make it like halfway through, and then you'll hear like little, ugh, ugh, and I'm just a trail.
All right. At
Poor
the end,
Scrags can't hold his booze.
Wasn't
At the
expected to be
end-
poisoned.
Nib, do you want some?
Oh yes, you said I could try. Give me a moment, and he just finishes up the last of his spinning on the boots.
Thank
And
goodness I
hands
didn't
them-
want you to die before finishing with boots.
Hands them over to you, Erebus. Just try them on, and then takes the flask from Dottie and just a bit of fire.
As
Takes a sip.
Aramis takes off his boots, you see them transform from the studded leather, they look nice because of the laminate studded leather. But as he takes them off, you see that they're actually like, there's holes in them and they're all messed up.
I gotta do a Constitution saving throw for this dude.
Nib,
He
is there
fails.
a- Oh, no. Never mind what I was about to ask him then.
Woo! That's more Baldur's Gate kind of venom than it is from what I'm used to.
Yeah. Is there a way to make that flask never ending?
Oh, I'm sure. It's just not with me.
Damn it.
Nothing
There's two of you.
consumable, right?
Yeah. I have a twin.
Oh, it's been a long time. I haven't had a liqueur for... How old am I again? What am I looking at? I don't know what's going on right now.
With your with your demons, I'd think you'd be a drinker at heart.
She wouldn't let me. Bitch.
That's what I like to hear. And also, you just tried a glitter trick family recipe.
A glitter trick. That's quite a trick. Do you have more, perhaps?
Well, when we went into the Feywild, this is the only one I brought with me.
Oh. Okay. I think I might need to stop for a time. The needles will end up in me. That's probably my last for the day.
You okay?
How do they... yes. I mean, yes. But it's not a wise plan to, work with needles when you can't see both your hands.
Yeah, that's
Or
probably
rather,
a
when you
bad
see three
idea.
of them. Yes. So, that is some powerful fireball there. Whew. Yes. How are your boots? You still have some of that water. How are your boots?
You drank all the water, but I
I
do have
drank all
normal
the-
water.
Okay. Have you tried them on?
I did. They're on. I'm attuning, I believe.
Mm.
Are they attunable or no? They're just-
Actually, that's a good question. I didn't look at that. They do not need. They do not require attunement. How marvelous.
Okay.
So he says, go for a walk, but just a brief moment, just somewhere,
I am walking.
and you immediately feel like you're walking on clouds, and you also don't hear your feet make sound as they touch the ground, as you have just put on a pair of boots of elven kind.
What do those do again? I forget.
They make no sound, regardless of what you're walking on, and it gives you advantage on stealth checks that rely on moving silently.
All right, Dottie, turn around.
Yes!
And I'm going to stealth behind her. Do I have advantage or? I mean,
If
I
you
guess.
try to,
Yeah, I'm trying to do it by moving stealthily.
yeah,
Can you
28.
hear me? Besides the fact that I'm also talking.
Dottie can't roll that high for perception, so.
No. So therefore, you can't hear him moving around the cave. All you hear is the spinning of the spinning wheel.
Whoa, you're invisible.
And then you turn around and he's right beside you.
Yeah,
Oh god.
fantastic.
That way, next time you come to visit me, I won't know it. Have a good one. Go. I'm sorry. This is not right. I'm not looking good. I don't mean to be rude, but go.
All right. We should be getting going. I peel our goblin friend off the ground.
I feel bad. I've gotten everyone drunk that I've come in contact with in the past, 30 minutes.
Bad. You should be proud. You should be elated.
Proud?
You did something good.
I did! I'm
I
gonna
wouldn't have
start
shared my
selling
only
this.
liquor.
As you guys are starting to leave, you actually kind of Elred's gonna kind of pause for a second. I'm sorry, I don't mean to intrude, but do you have any oil?
Oh,
Oh
you
shit!
genius.
I forgot about
DM's helping you. And he says, well, I have some that I use on the wheel. What do you need it for? Your armor looks fine. No, it's not. And he pulls out from his cloak, squirt the oil can. And between the two of them are able to get squirt just enough to be able to open up its lid and start saying a few words. It's not happy. That's the first impression you get. It's, ow! And that's the first sound you get out of it. But it's able to say a few words at the moment. I wonder if a beanie might help there. Anyway, nice to see you again. Next time you come, tell me the hags are gone.
For sure.
Yes. But you didn't ask. You want something now? This could be entertaining. Okay. Everlasting oil. I'm gonna get you to roll a d20 to see if we can actually, because this is definitely off the chart. And if it's a 14 or higher, he can do it. Otherwise, he's gonna come up with something different for you. Nice. Okay. So he starts immediately. It's not really much of. It's more like it's going to be more like a water canister or something like that. That it can't do metals all that easily. It's got to be something threaded. And so it starts kind of going through it. It is. That's what I'm thinking on. And so that's what he starts kind of pulling, weaving through. And at the end, very quickly, actually, it's not exactly the most well-shapen, after all. He is somewhat alcoholically induced. So it is a very misshapen, but it is nonetheless an oil skin that you are... I'm going to say it's what you expect to see is that nice rounded shape of an oil skin, or of a water skin. This one is shaped a little bit more like... It reminds you of the shape of a human heart. This is all over the place. Oh, if you describe that to him, then he's going to make this thing a little, then really, really small so that it actually hangs off the spout of the oil can. Yeah, so yeah, but it's still very misshapen. It's everlasting oil. Never thought of that one before. You guys have some unique ideas. I wonder if I can do that. I'm going to do some experimentations. Next time I might have something new for you. Anyway, off. I have to go throw up now. And goes over into the corner and starts throwing up.
I'm so sorry.
You're doing good work.
So, for the sake of the storyline, as I understand it, you guys are just gonna try to make your way back to Yawn as fast as you possibly can.
We
right?
didn't see a shadow come over him one time that entire time.
Nope.
Usually he like waved it away. Right before we leave, I'll just say over my shoulder. I hope no demons ever bother you again.
Oh, I promise you they will. It's just nice having company.
And I'll leave.
All right. So it's gonna take a hot second to get back to Yawn by foot. So What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically have you guys roll for the various days that you are using to get through to see if you encounter anything. We'll have a one person's going to roll perception and one person's going to roll the encounter roll for me. And so I'm just going to have you guys all do this. We'll do some cycles until we get through the approximately 4 days to get there. Unless you guys can come up with, and what I'll do is I'll also give you guys the opportunity to try to give yourselves advantage. And if you happen to roll a specific DC, you might reduce the amount of time it takes to get back to Yon. If you fail by a specific DC, you will take longer to get to Yon.
Okay.
So we'll start off with Dottie. If you could please roll the actually before we do this first day, Dottie, what would you do to try to expedite your processes to get to Yon?
That's hard because Dottie's kind of a just giant fireball. She's good in combat, but not really good for this stuff. So I think she would mainly be trying to assist either Scrags or Erevis in this, knowing that she's probably not the best person to head up the search to get back.
Okay. I think what we'll do then. Okay, so then roll for me a d20.
Okay. Where's the d20? There we go. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Well, hello there. Okay, so the next person, so the person to roll to see if they find any encounters will be Erevis.
Okay. So what do I roll?
Perception.
Okay. Oh, that was performance. Sorry.
That's right. That's persuasion. How about perception?
Oh my goodness. There's a lot of P's.
Love it. Okay, so yeah, for the most part, your day goes relatively uneventfully. The smoke still rises in the distance from Loom Lurch. You kind of follow the similar trail as before. Do come across those campestries, the dancing and singing mushrooms again, but in your haste to get back to Yon, skirt it so that you do not get yourselves distracted, which takes a little bit of effort on your part, Erebus, to redirect Dottie away from them. But you guys are able to proceed through your first day, and with that nat 20, feel it because you guys have spent a good chunk of time preventing each other from being distracted, like you got some pretty good distance in for the day. We'll go now to the second day. And this one is going to be for Scrags. Scrags, what would you do to try to expedite your process? The oil can. All right. So roll for me a d20 with advantage. Yeah, Dottie's honestly lucky she got that 20. Nice. The advantage was good. That one was pretty crappy. But that 15 allows you to proceed through this day. Also, following the directions of Squirt and having a great, fantastic chat with Squirt, particularly about Will of the Feywild, and how Squirt has seen him shape change before. He tells you he doesn't move very fast, and therefore is kind of just because it's so hard to move. He likes to stay in one place as best as he can. at one point in time, it was at Loomlurch, and then it was in Little Oak. And he liked Little Oak because Little Oak would move, and so he wouldn't have to. But you guys go through the day again, keeping your focus and wits about you. Maybe not as successfully as the first day because you've done this travel before, and do I have to again? But you do still move quite well throughout the day. Feel like you got a good chunk of distance underneath your feet again. I guess I should actually have somebody do a perception check to see if something happens. I forgot about that part. So let's do that. Dottie, roll perception check.
My +1 perception. 15. That's good for me.
That's pretty good. Yeah. So, what you will notice is passing the Wayward Pool early in the day. Little Oak is no longer there. That wherever those children went with that tree, it has gone for a bit of a walk.
Okay.
You also notice that despite the fact that you burnt down a good chunk of the forest that you're currently passing through, buds are showing, and so regrowth is happening.
I'm going to go to where the tree was.
Sure.
And I'm going to leave a sign of some making, maybe in a tree, maybe something, maybe on the ground, just deep. I'm going to leave a sign that says, "My dwarven friend." I'm so bad with names. Never expect me to remember a name.
DM is just as bad with names. The dwarf's name was something particularly dwarvish. Elkhorn.
Elkhorn. Your friend Mercedes.
Mercedes.
She had a picture. Molliver?
Molliver sounds familiar to me too.
Yeah, Molliver.
You're making me look shit up, and I have to jump like 70
I like
pages at a time.
Mercedes better.
Mercedes is a great name. I love that.
Mercedes-Benz.
It was Molliver. It was Molliver.
Yeah,
although I want to switch it
there's-
to Mercedes forever now.
There's a Molliver, Sir Talavar, and Gabeth Nightshade in the player. But anyway,
That's right.
is in Yon among the Briganox.
Okay. You leave the message behind. Nearby the Wayward Pool.
Yeah.
You could try to refill your canteen of Wayward Pool water if you wanted to.
I will.
Okay, there you go.
And
Aside
then
from this
go on.
minor digression, your day goes uneventfully. Let's go to let's see here. Aravis, I think it's your no, you did it. You did the perception. Yeah, so Aravis, it is your turn. What would you do to try to expedite your process back to Yon?
Could I use my ability to stealth forward and run fast to scout ahead, looking for the best way to go? Or would that
You could
be
certainly go for that.
survival
Roll for
or-
me. I think I'm gonna give
Either way, I'm
you.
scouting ahead.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll give you a chance to go for a survival check for me.
All right. 23.
Yeah, okay, so go ahead and roll a d20 with advantage then.
That's not what I meant.
That's
11.
That's an 11. Okay. For some reason, this particular area you've gone through isn't as familiar, and then it occurs to you it's because the last time you started towards Yawn, Squirt had to direct you from Loomlurch. Squirt, trying to help, is doing his best, but he hasn't gotten to Yawn, or doesn't know the way to Yawn from this part of thither. So he's doing his best guesses with your guidance, but it does slow your progress down to, rather than a really quickly advancing progress, it does slow it down just a little bit. Not to the point of belaboredness, but certainly slows it down a bit. Scrags, roll for me a perception check. I'm looking for a perception check from Scrags. Is Scrags there? He's unmuted.
Oh no.
He's muted. There he is. Oh, he rolls a 6. Okay, so, all right. No, that's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We're just gonna see what that does, because I've got options. Okay. Let's see here.
And you have unlimited mounts now. So if we ever want to set stuff on fire, we now have even more possibilities.
I got you.
All right.
What would happen if you stuck some like cloth down the vial of never-ending oil and then lit it on fire?
DM is seriously concerned about you trying this now. Okay. And is also imagining the outcome and excited to try it, but not wanting to. Anyway, as you guys carry on, so for Eris's part, he's been kind of advancing forward, but hasn't really been paying too much attention to the immediate surroundings. He's been focusing on direction. How do we get back to Yon? So he misses it when he goes by with his deep silence. One tree that just seems to stick out from the rest, and Scrags, you're the one who notices it first. That the and actually it ends up being when you're immediately beside it when you notice it. But what you notice is this tree is the only one in the area that seems as though it is gnarled and dying. Everything else around here, all of these other oaks and elms that are around, seem to be relatively healthy. But this one in particular is not healthy and dying. So you look up to it, and what you see appears to be a number of small nests near the top. And part of the reason why you notice it is also because all of the dead leaves that are on the ground, so you can start crunching through them like fallen leaves of fall, yet there's no other evidence of fall nearby. But you do see some form of structural nest-like things up top. And you kind of see some squirrels kind of darting between these nests as you're here. Do anything with it? Squirrels at the moment.
Are you going to kill squirrels?
I don't want to eat a squirrel.
I mean, I'd eat a squirrel, but like we don't really need to.
And it's about this point in time, Erebus, that you hear the bleat of a goat not too far away.
Turn around, we're looking.
And sure enough, not 30 feet from you, appearing from behind some thicker trees, appears a goat head. And you kind of do a little bit of a look around, and you see that it's got two partners. There are three goats, not far away.
My talking goat friends. I thought my friends would never believe me.
Wait, what?
I swear. Now, hear me out. They might not talk. They might like try and trick you, but I swear I've heard them talk.
And Dottie, you hear it first. Something like a large horsefly flying past your ear.
What?
And then out in front of you, Dottie, comes this small humanoid, no bigger than this, in front of your face, with four wings, four translucent wings sticking out of its back.
Hi!
Hi.
Are you a fairy?
Pixie.
Pixie, sorry. Terminology. You know, I'm new here.
Dottie, that was very offensive.
I'm sorry. You want some booze?
No. You said you were hungry.
I'm a halfling, so I'm always hungry, but...
Okay, don't
I would
shoot
ask
those.
them. Oh.
Don't shoot the goats. They're not goats.
They're national treasures. They could talk.
Not those ones. Well, they could before we did that. And
Wait, these are other goats?
these are not goats. They look like small things with red hats. Normally they are bad.
Oh. I know what you're talking about.
We made them that way, and if you shoot them, they'll go back. And don't shoot them.
Well, thank you. We now know to avoid it.
But you're hungry, so just not those.
Sure, yes, we won't. What if we do?
Bye. And then just kind of zips back up to the top of to the tree.
All right, well, I think we can
That's
move
weird.
on. Don't give them any liquor because you might not know this, but the smaller a person is, the more of an effect it has. That thing would kill them instantly, most likely.
Then why doesn't this booze affect me?
Your liver is about twice the size it should be.
Oh. Got it.
Halflings, it's natural.
That halfling constitution.
Indeed, I mean, have you seen dwarves? This is about 3 times what it should be.
Oh, I'll take that competition.
I'm sure you would. Probably win, too.
Probably.
Are you resistant to poison?
No.
Maybe not.
I'm a lightfoot halfling.
I'm just a lightweight. Anyway, so you guys carry on to your continue on throughout your day, having met pixies who have polymorphed goats. The carrying on, aside from that distraction, relatively uneventfully. One last roll. This is going to be. I'm actually going to roll a d20 this time to see how you guys do, because I'm rolling on behalf of Erebus. With the never mind, I can't find my d20. So oh, there it is. Got it. Okay, and last chance for anybody to say how they would try to advance the day as quickly as possible.
With Dottie's charisma score, I think she would just try to, like, talk to trees and get directions and try to progress us through.
Aramis would do the same, except he would talk to the party and try and keep morale high and keep them marching.
All right, roll for me, both of you guys, a charisma check then.
Charisma check. Oh.
Yeah, charisma's good enough. Let's just go with charisma. All right. Dottie, you try to connect to the trees. You saw the dryads doing it earlier on. It felt like it was like they were deeply connected to the land, to the trees, to the mosses. It's just so hard to do that, though. Nonetheless, you start to kind of get a sense of being grounded at the very least. So a little calm comes over you. You end up, charisma-ing yourself, but it works. Helps you kind of lighten your mood just a little bit. Erebus keeping some doing some storytelling along the same lines, and kind of sharing some times where people have been waylaid by their regular journeys. from success, but still get to the goal at the end. Kind of uplifting a little bit. But for Dottie's sake, the thing that kind of keeps driving you forward is less about all about just trying to help all these other people and try to get the hags dealt with, but to get home. Not just to get home, but also maybe to lift a weight that has been on your shoulders since you were a child. The reason why you use your magic for fire. You'd like that weight lifted. And you feel like this might be that getting to the hags might be the way to do that. And for his part, Elred will also mention that he does seem hopeful that this is going to do more than just get them home.
Certainly hope I can get you all home.
And so into the fog you go once more. I'm going to ask you guys to all roll a perception check as you do. All three of you.
24.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
And that one.
Okay.
But the others were pretty good. So Erevis, kind of going through this fog and trying to keep your directionality about you. You're listening to Scrags and Squirt just kind of chirping away. At this point in time, Squirt is definitely trying to guide Scrags, and Scrags keeps on taking wrong turns, and you're starting to get the sense that Squirt might be starting to get a little bit irate with him. So you kind of go and walk alongside him, like, "Come on, this way." But eventually, you guys break out through the fog. At the later part of the day, as you would feel it, back out onto a mountainside. The mountainside here looks wildly different than the one you first appeared on. I shouldn't say wildly different. It looks different. You're not in the same part of the mountain range, but it is still fully mountainous. It's still to your left. You could see a lot of the lightning rods that are being connected to by crashes of lightning, and it is dark here again as well. You're back in Yon after about 3 and almost 4 days of travel. You guys made some pretty good ground, hoofing it back. That being said, you don't know really where in Yon you are. And unfortunately, because of a really low perception roll from Scrags, Erevis spent that perception roll trying to make sure that you didn't lose Scrags.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not really sure where you are. So what you do feel, though, is that if you feel like you're on the outskirts. The rocks the path is far less traveled. In fact, it's almost fully scrambling everywhere you go. There isn't even much of a path. Everything is rocky terrain and slow moving.
Alright, I guess we'll just continue on into the place that looks like Yon until we see. Is there any sound of thunder in the distance?
You do. You hear most of it towards kind of your northwest area.
Okay.
And looking
Maybe
around
I
you, you
can do
see
that.
fog kind of almost entirely behind you, but it also starts to kind of fill up the area to your right as well as you emerge through it. So it kind of gives you the sense that there really isn't a lot of direction to go except for left or straight.
Alright.
Got it.
So, left or straight, guys?
The one that sounds like there's more lightning coming from it.
All
That's
right,
my
roll
roll.
me. Well, then roll me a perception check to see if you can figure out which one seems to be the best for directionality. Tough
Well.
to tell. Tough to tell.
Passive spit.
Ah!
Also, still tough to tell with the Scrags. Dottie, I'd let you roll it.
15.
Alright, so you kind of... Actually, Dottie, what you do is you kind of climb up onto Elred's shoulders and try to get a better vantage point, see if you can get up a little bit higher. And I'm going to say over the course of the past couple of days, you and Elred have gotten really good at talking to each other mentally.
Yeah, I can speak telepathically now.
And so he thinks he'll ask you by thought, do you see a way? And you think you see. It probably is the same mountain that the Briganoff mine was in, but you're just looking at it from the wrong angle.
Okay. I would relay that to the party, but telepathically to freak them out.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, what is that?
I can infiltrate mines now.
And Elred's
One.
Elred's gonna speak out loud to you guys. Honestly, I've been able to do this to you for 5 weeks, and you get startled when she does it? Come on now.
I'm a little bit creepier than you, though.
That's true, but also, yes, you've been able to do it for 5 weeks. She hasn't.
I have a superpower! Besides Fireball.
So the beanie is special?
Yeah, it lets me look inside people's minds and also talk to them telepathically, and I can also briefly control them for a second if I want to.
Inside check.
Roll it.
Not 20.
Natural 20.
She's actually telling the truth.
Love it.
Wait, briefly control people for a second.
Mm-hmm. As if I were making a suggestion to them.
Ah, I see.
Oh, I read your mind, like, yesterday. No, it was a few days ago.
How deep did you look?
I won't answer that question out loud.
Honestly, Elred, that's kind of wise. That's a private conversation. You shouldn't go in without them saying it's okay first.
I had to
Shimo
test
taught me
it
that.
out.
Test it out on me.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
used to this. And I consent.
Consent is important.
I'm fine with it. I was just wondering if it was any different than. It doesn't matter.
I think I have before, actually, when I first met you. Yeah, I had a spell prep that day to where I could do that. I got rid of it though for more fire. I'm sorry. I didn't really know you guys at the time, and oh, try it.
And with that, Dottie turns and just walks in the direction that she thinks the Briganock mine is. And following suit, everybody else falls in line. Squirt, in your hand, Scrags, says, "Can you read minds? Can you read minds?" I don't know. I don't know. I'm. Will she read mine? I am. I'm not not sure what I think. I don't know. I don't know. I'm afraid it'll be squeaky.
Can I read Squirt's mind?
Are you actually going to try?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, do you hear this conversation? Roll me your perception check.
Indeed.
What's scrying? Nope,
That's
you
a
can't hear this
4.
conversation, so
No.
you haven't got this idea. It'll just say, Squirt will just say, I don't know if I like it, but I might. I'll think on it. Oh, I do think. I'll think about it. Isn't that turning around a lot? I don't get it. Can I get legs? Maybe I'll think about it. I'm gonna think about this, and then just have this continuing conversation about existentialism with a squirt can. As you continue walking on your way, you do eventually find that Dottie was correct. That this was in fact the back of the Briganock mine that you guys had actually emerged into. And so you find that entrance that you guys had entered previously just a few days ago, not like half a week ago. Back, you find that entrance, sorry, but there's nothing there. You do still see the statues of Koreds that have been erected there by the Koreds, pointing at the entrance to the cave, but they're just statues at this point.
Okay.
Oh, we're
Nope.
here.
No Amador. No Gleam.
Oh, no.
So we are near the campsite that we got launched from?
The campsite was closer to the Koreds.
Oh, cool.
You are actually at the Briganock mine.
So maybe keep going to the co-reds.
All right. we'll go to the Kareds.
All
Late,
right.
but we're gonna go there.
It's pretty late, so I'm gonna say we should probably do a night's rest. So we're gonna go for watches. Who's gonna take first watch?
Oh gosh. I'll do the same thing as last time.
Okay.
I'll take a watch at the beginning and a watch at the end.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
If we get tornadoed again, I'm just gonna throw a fireball into it and kill us all.
I think.
I'm just gonna reset save.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
All right. I'm gonna be up with somebody.
Sure. Let's make it Elred.
All right.
So he'll help you watch. Nice. Okay. And yeah, with a 21. So you're camped nearby, not at didn't get straight to the mouth of the Bragganmock mine, or even if you did, you decided this was not the place to camp. I should not camp out here. We did that last time. There was weird sounds that came from there that made everybody fall asleep, and we want to be able to wake up. So you kind of set yourselves a little bit of a distance off the path, away from the entrance to the Briganock mine. And in this space, setting yourselves up a hang on, sorry. Setting yourselves up where you are. You set yourselves down. Erebus, you start to kind of get a good solid lookout, and on a path that seems to go deeper towards this, what you all can only assume is the center of Yon. You see a strange shape in the rocks, a little bit more like a chair, but a tall backed chair, almost like a throne. But out on the path, and it's with a 21 you could see this. It's a good distance away, but definitely off the beaten path.
Well, there's only one thing to do. I'm gonna go try and sit in it.
All right. Alred's gonna stand and just say out loud to you. No, actually, he's gonna think to you because the other two are sleeping, and he wants to be quiet. He's gonna think to you, "Where are you going?" Like it's a good distance away, like about 120 feet away. So it's gonna take a little bit of scrambling to get to it.
There's a throne. I'm gonna go sit in it.
But where? Kind of stands up, looks.
I point at it.
God, okay.
Just watch me. And I stealth.
Mm-hmm. All right, stealth away.
See if he can watch me. Do I get advantage on this particular one or no?
You are trying to move quietly, so yes, absolutely you do.
Alright. 19.
All right, so with a 19, you are able to move fairly deftly, not move any of the rocks around. There's, it's not as quiet as you would like to have been. You have been quieter, but the comfort of the shoes at the very least is definitely noticeable, and so your feet don't have the massive blisters and bunions on them as screaming at you as much as they usually do. And you forgot that feet don't have to hurt. But you do make your way to the throne, and before sitting in it, you kind of do a quick little look over it, and you do see that there is some scripts.
I'll look it over and
give me an investigation check.
And make an Arcana investigation. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. You know what? Give me an Arcana or a History check, actually. Then
they're all the same.
Sweet.
7.
Okay, so what you are able to do, kind of looking around this throne, looking at angles of it, you can see along the back of it, there is Elvish inscripted on it.
Ooh,
and it reads,
I can read that.
I know, and reads in Elvish, "I am a traveler from a distant land. My name is Mazikoth, keeper of stars. Sit on my throne, disciple, and unravel." But with a history check and an Arcana check of 7, all you get are those words.
I mean, this kills him or changes him irreparably. Shame. But it's kind of what you would do at the same time.
What are you gonna do?
He'll sit in it. Why not?
All right. So you settle down in it, and I mean it's rock, so it's cold. You sit down in it and just kind of
like sits and then
and you relax into it, and you feel your muscles start to just kind of melt and relax.
Oh my
gosh! It's been a long time since your muscles have relaxed to this extent. It's been a very long time indeed. And you let your head kind of sit back just a little bit against the back of the throne, and your eyes start to droop. You're starting to feel a little sleepy.
Try and stay awake.
And after about a minute of you sitting here trying to stay awake, you succumb. and you
Is
fall
it
asleep.
magical?
It
Is it magical
is.
sleep?
It is. So you could resist it if you wanted to.
But I feel it. I feel it trying to put me to sleep, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll succumb for now.
You look up one more time, seeing Elred's form silhouetted against the lightning bolts that squeak across the sky, and you remember, oh yeah, this might be the last great sleep I get, and you let your head loll back.
Am I dead?
You're shaken awake by the shoulders, and you wait. Your eyes open up. No, I'm gonna retcon that. I'm gonna retcon that. Head lolls back. Dark, quiet, lightning, gone. And then, much like the Starship episodes that you've seen from Star Trek or Star Wars, where there's this flying through stars, just a rain of stars flashing past your face as you hurtle through space, maybe time, towards a far away, darkened star. And you sit there and you just observe it for a little bit. And I need you to do a quick check on your sheet. What are you proficient in terms of skills?
Oh, a bunch. I
Tell me.
am proficient in acrobatics, deception, perception, persuasion, sleight of hand, stealth, and survival.
Okay. I need you to roll me a d4.
Oh, a D4. 2.
Okay. All right. Kind of revolving around this darkened and deadened star in your dream, you feel yourself revolving around it and orbiting it, getting closer and closer and closer to the ground. You recognize that your feet are getting actually towards the surface of this cold and darkened star. And it touches the ground. And as soon as your feet seem to touch the ground, you feel a brightness, much like adrenaline rush inside your brain, and you're shaken awake, and Elred is in front of your face. You're back on the mountainside, the lightning streaking over your heads. Wake up, Elred! God, you're supposed to wake up when when somebody shakes you.
True. That was interesting. I'm looking around. Is it time pass? Is it day?
You're looking at the throne. It still seems like there's no day-night kind of sense here. Just Elred is now shaking you awake. You do look to the back of the chair, and the inscription is gone.
I'll look myself over, pat myself down, stand up, stretch out. Is everything healthy and whole?
You settle kind of. First of all, physically, yes, everything is normal, and Elred is just kind of looking at you. He says, "What's going on with your eyes?
My eyes.
You've got like." What the hell? Your eyes have a light inside them.
Oh,
No,
thanks.
no, like seriously, it's not like I'm trying to hit on you, although, no, I'm not trying to hit on you.
I'll look
I don't
into my hand and see if there's any like light touching
There's a
it.
pinprick of light on your palm as you look at it.
A pinprick,
A pinprick, like it's only like this big,
like a
but
laser pointer?
almost
Or-
less than a laser pointer, and it's bright white. And you blink it,
Interesting.
and you blink it, and it's still there. I don't know what that was. But then you look out to the rocks, like if it's at your hand, you can see the pinprick of light, but it seems to dissipate any further away than basically your hand distance. It's just too small.
Huh?
I'd like you to add history as a proficiency of yours. You just gained proficiency in history.
I feel different.
Well, your eyes look different.
Huh.
It's kind of cool.
Oh, thank you. Do you...
Get out
Did
of the
I-
throne.
I stand up.
Okay.
Did I do anything? Like, did I disappear?
You were sleeping for an hour. That's not how you do watch.
You're right. You're right. I was sleeping. I was sleeping as an elf.
Well,
That's
not really
normal.
sleep. It still looked like your regular kind of
Oh, my
what you do
trance.
when
Okay,
you
good.
sleep, but just sleeping.
Hmm.
I kind of let you do it for a while, thinking you were trying something out, and then I got worried, and then I got really worried, and so I came down and
And you shook me and I wouldn't wake up?
yeah. And so physically, that's probably the one thing you will feel is that your neck is a little stiff and sore from having been shaken. But
All right.
aside from that,
Well, I just, touched a star. It's fine. I'll explain nothing further.
Elward looks at the throne, shakes his head, and starts walking, following you back up to camp.
Alright.
Who are you going to wake up for the next shift? Because the rest of
I
your
will
shift's going to be
wake up.
uneventful.
What's his name? Scrags.
Scrags. All right, Scrags, it is your turn. Roll for me a perception check,
The
please.
goblin.
What? I'm not a goblin. I am a Korid.
I'm a pixie. Tell that one.
See, I could cover Scrags' part if I had to. Scrags, I need you to roll for me a perception check. You are muted. There it is. Perception of 11. When Erevis taps you to wake you up for your watch, he looks a little bit tireder than usual and just immediately goes over to the side of the mountain and enters into his trance. Aside from that, for Scrags, you continue on. You take your watch, and while the lightning continues to distract you and make all sorts of sounds, keeping a watch somewhat challenging, you don't see anything moving. You don't see any. I don't sense anything completely unusual, save for just the generalness of yawn, and so your watch does go uneventfully. Scrags, who are you gonna wake for the last watch? All right, Dottie, you are woken up, and I would like you to roll a perception check.
Sounds good. Also, I want to see if I can see into the dreams of everybody. Using my new beam.
All right. Okay, so with a perception check of 14, again, the lightning, somewhat distracting, you do kind of get a little bit of the lay of the land while you're sitting here taking the last watch. So you kind of have an idea as to what the best path might be moving forward, or at least you're trying to get that. But while you're searching into how are you going to do the dream look? And I might need to pull up my extra notes here for this one.
Dottie's nosy. So I think she was curious with what she saw in Erevis, their mind earlier. So I think she would just try to do the detect thoughts thing again during
Surface thoughts?
Yeah, during the trance.
Okay, so I'm going to take the surface thoughts here for a brief moment, Erevis. But if she goes deeper, it's going to be you to go into that. If you fail the wisdom save while you're sleeping. The surface thoughts immediately, unlike last time, going into the dreams, all you get are images. Actually, no, let me take that one step back. Erebus, is Erebus a visual thinker, an auditory thinker, or a kinesthetic thinker?
All right, you had me on
Okay, so
two of
visual
them.
means you picture.
Kinesthetic.
Visual means you're somebody who pictures with your mind's eye.
Yeah.
Kinesthetic, that means you're good with your hands and you learn best by doing as opposed to by picturing or hearing.
I'd say kinesthetic is
Okay.
probably what he's currently
All
best
right.
with.
So in the dreams of Erebus, in the dreamscape, the surface thoughts, what you get is not so much emotions, but you feel your muscles. It feels almost like it's your muscles, Dottie, that are actually moving. That's not, but you do get the sense of muscular changes and falling, but not falling down, falling forward, and just the flailing of arms as that happens, and then after a couple of moments, the flailing of the arms pauses and relaxes, and the toes stretch out. And then at the end of the toes, you feel something external to the muscles for the first time. You feel toes touch a surface of some sort, as if you're just being drifted down onto a surface point. And that's where the dream, and it seems to keep doing this on repeat, falling forward, then drifting, then touching the surface. You probe deeper.
Yeah.
Wisdom saving
I have
throw, please, Erebus.
disadvantage on the saving
No.
because I'm unconscious.
This is
Interestingly
what
enough,
happens
not.
when you give Dottie
Natural
a
one.
helm of
That was a natural one.
All right.
Okay. So
All
many
right.
natural ones in today's session. Oh my gosh.
So with a natural one, you're almost shunted into the dream as like a participant. Like almost that you become Erebus in the dream.
Oh wow.
And so you do see the whoosh of the stars flying past your face. You see the cold dead star off into space that you come closer to start to orbit, drift down, and touch. And then it does it again.
And you see it shifts. It keeps shifting almost times and places. Suddenly, you're in a tree, and you're looking out on a vast forest, and you hear a song, and all of a sudden you're following this song on the ground. All of a sudden, there's a gorgeous figure of a green woman. All of a sudden, it gets a bit embarrassing. A bit weird. And then it gets dark. And there's blood. And there's a laughter. A laughter of a male laughter. And then it repeats. Just like the other dream.
Okay. I'll try to quickly get out of the dream because that's terrifying.
Mhm.
And Dottie's just gonna say to herself, my party members are weird. Maybe I shouldn't go in the dreams anymore. And she'll take a swig of the flask.
Roll Constitution saving throw.
Oh god.
This
This is like 4 o'clock in the morning. 20.
A 20. All right, yeah. So you take a swig, and it steals your resolve to not go back into the dreams
I
again.
forgot
Awesome.
you're a sorcerer. You got Constitution down pat.
Exactly.
I was afraid if you had failed that, I was gonna tell you, now you're convinced to go back into somebody else's head, but that's okay. So the rest of your watch goes relatively uneventfully, aside from diving into that dreamscape. You guys return to wakefulness outside of Briganock Mine. What are you gonna do?
All sleep well? I had an interesting night.
Yeah, I bet you did. I mean, yeah. Duh. Breakfast?
I've got mine, says the oil can.
You tell her, Elred.
Tell her what? No. It's your
About
story to tell.
the chair. I'll, during my 10 minutes of giving them extra hit points, I'll tell them of my experience with the chair.
And sure enough, Scrags and Dottie, when you actually do a better inspection on him, there does seem to be like a light. It's not like light reflecting off of his cornea or anything. It's actually like there's a tiny little light source inside his eyes.
Dottie will pretend like she doesn't know anything about this.
Roll an insight check for me, please, Scrags. And Dottie, roll a deception check, please. It's the laugh.
Wow, I'm so surprised by the
All right.
the story.
How much detail do you give Erebus? Do you remember the names on the inscription? And it's okay if, by
I
the
will
way,
give
that
as
Ender
much-
does not remember the names, but the Erebus might.
I will give as much as Erebus remembers. Erebus will
Okay.
just tell it like it is.
Okay, so you do get concerned that there is something about Erebus now, Scrags, that when the name Mazikoth comes up, it's a dangerous name. You've heard it before. It's the name of a person who was once a scholar of the stars and seemed to have this realm all to themselves on a black star near what people just simply referred to as the end of night. Or the edge of night. You don't know
good.
that this is I with an insight check of an 18, recognizing this name that was on there and looking that there's light in him, it could be one of two things. It could be that he is, especially with the word disciple in the inscription, that Erebus is just being granted something by Mazikoth. Or it could be that Mazikoth has found a way to other realms through Erebus. So, but even with an 18, it's tough to tell because at this point in time, he doesn't look possessed, but you're concerned about him being a conduit. And so you're just going to keep your eye on him for a bit.
Nice.
Fair enough. And Squirt. Okay, and in a loud voice. Okay, so Squirt's gonna say, are you okay with your friends? I'm okay with you. Are you okay with your friends?
He has trust issues.
Huh. But you
I've only
trust
hurt
me.
you once.
Yeah, I get it. I don't have a confidence to put it in. I don't. When you say it's in confidence, I don't have a confidence, so I don't know how to put something in it.
You should have some more confidence in yourself.
Oh, I have a confidence. I don't know what that is, but I have one. Okay. 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 Not even your sister? Oh, okay, sorry. Shh, right, I keep it to myself. I'll keep it to myself. Does Scrags actually have a sister? Because the DM just totally made that shit up. Unless you want to protect against that. Yeah. Except that Dottie rolled an 18 on insight, so you can either try to compete that insight or not.
We should come clean about backstories eventually, right, Scrags?
Scrags, I'll get you to roll either a deception or persuasion check as to whether or not you have a sister. If you don't have well, tell you what, roll it to me privately to the GM. So whisper it to me if you need to. But deception would be if you don't have a sister, and persuasion if you do. No, hang on. That's not gonna be right. Okay. And plus the one on it, I think you have, right? Right. Okay. Cool. So you'll go ahead and send a message to Dottie. Actually, both of them would have found that one. Even Ervis would know this one then. Do you have a sister? Okay.
It's now canon.
And the oil can is like, I'm sorry, in confidence. Right. Shh. 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 I didn't say anything. No one knows what. All right. You guys carry on down the path, scrambling on the mountainside, careful to not let the rocks slip out from underneath your feet, and travel down the mountainside yourselves, back towards the core red plateau of Lockbury Henge. And upon arrival, you see much the same as you saw the last time, this henge of stones. And amongst them, you now recognize that there are, in fact, two people playing chess. Moving not at all, and therefore they look like statues. Until, as you get a little bit closer, one of them gets up and goes towards this large chessboard, picks up a piece, and moves it a little bit. Holds the hand on there and just stands there like a statue for a period of time, looking at the chessboard. And then lifts their hands up off, and then goes and sits back in their spot.
Hello.
And both heads.
We have returned.
Your gravelly voice. Imagine the gravelly voice. DM's not going to do it today because he's already thinking his voice is kind of weird. And he just simply says, one of them says to you, "Did you talk to the Briganok?"
did, and then we were hit by a tornado and flung to thither. But we're back now.
That... Okay.
That's why it took so long. Sorry.
Why... Did you get rid of them?
We definitely might have a solution.
If you're telling me that you were gone for 4 days and still didn't get rid of them...
Like I said, we were thrown across the realm.
All right, persuasion check. Oh, yeah, okay, that's going to be good enough for sure. All right, fine. There was a weird storm the other day.
We were probably on top of it. What do you think about this? And I'll do a little sleight of hand thing, and appears in my hand a very valuable looking gem with a witch in it.
A gem with a wish? Oh, okay. Wish with a wish in it. Yes.
Yeah,
Look at
that one.
Actually, hang on one sec. DM's gonna check one thing out here real quick. Okay. Okay. Looks just... They gave you one?
They let me give you one, actually. They have asked that we set up a mutually beneficial communication between your peoples to hash out the truth from the lies and decide what's to be done with the hag and how you both can be living in peace. And they say that if you come to this, they'll give you this, and you can keep it. Just if you come.
Okay. Watch. Don't make a move without me. And don't make a move without me. And he points to the Korred first. Don't make a move without me. Points to you guys. Don't make a move without me. And it just runs off the plateau and down a little bit of the mountainside. And you're now left with this other Korred, just sitting there. I gotta find my names.
All right, I'm gonna go up again. See who's winning.
All right, roll for me a. I want you to roll for me a survival check.
Survival. Well, 7.
You're pretty certain that he's already in checkmate.
I used to be good at this.
And this one says, this one's gonna say, what? I'm betting that he's gone to go get Arganzo. Just don't move. And she's paying very strong attention to that stone that you're holding, that gem that you're holding.
I will magic trick again, and it's in my pack.
Kind of just puts her hand on her hip for a second. And a few moments later, trundling up about 3 or 4 more of these co-reds, the one that taught you how to dance, Argantel, actually comes up to you just straight away and says, and her, she's got a mustache too, but she's like they all do, have some sort of facial hair, but her hair has actually been kind of tied up a little bit into a bun, which is unusual. Everybody else's hair is a little bit more just free flowing, literally in some cases, like it's just kind of going. Hers, the bun is just kind of like vibrating instead. And she looks to you and she says, I'm told you brought something.
Did. And I will go up to Dottie kneel down, reach into her ear, and pull out the stone.
That tickled.
And show it off, but I'm well above them.
Okay.
If they reach out, I'll shake my head.
Why
Have
did
to
you bring
come.
that?
They said that it would incentivize you to peace talks with them.
Peace talks? Why? Why would they want peace?
There's been discussions. We've heard that you are working for the Hag.
That's preposterous.
They said the same thing when I said that they were working for the Hag. Obviously, there's some either miscommunication or straight up lying. We mean to accompany you to peace talks where we can ascertain the truth.
That could work. She says, actually, roll me a persuasion check. I'm also giggling right now at Sky Guy in the chat, who's currently trying to convince me to add a new channel points thing to the Twitch so that he can generate a random encounter for you guys. 23 on the persuasion. She looks to you, and it's not gonna hurt. Looking at the gem, pointing at the gem.
Them? No, shouldn't. It's not hurting me.
Yana, and then one of the a more slight built co-red, which is unusual as well, comes up, hair free flowing, comes up. Just, yes, milady. Can you hold that? Anything for you, hun. Puts her hand out.
Promise to come to the peace talks?
And Arganta looks, she says, I want to know what's not going to hurt first. If that doesn't hurt, then I will go. Happily. Don't want any of this nonsense anymore. We need to get out of this.
Very well. I'll place it on her hand.
Alright, and so Yana takes... It's fine. It's fine, my lady. And passes it back over to Argantal, and Arganta takes it gingerly. These were supposed to be problems. These were one of the... And they don't hurt.
There are bad ones too, apparently.
What do the bad ones look
But
like?
they usually... I don't know, they usually throw them into a chasm.
So they don't even use them. Well,
Not that I know of.
but this is what we thought they were doing for Bitter End.
And who told you this?
I don't know. It's just been something I suppose it's just been something we've always believed. Sounds to me like you might be right, that there's just a gargantuan misunderstanding.
Well, you
Maybe
can
we've
keep
been
that.
duped.
And if we go to this peace talks, we will protect you if anything untoward happens. You have my word on that. Though something tells me we'll all get along in the end.
I hope that to be true.
Where were the peace talks going to happen?
They were going to happen at the front of the Briganock mine.
I'll relay this information and say they are diminutive creatures, so I doubt they feel safe very far from their minds.
That may very well be, but if they make any of their noises, then that's going to be a problem.
We will see how we can fix that particular problem.
You have a way? You just, like,
Perhaps.
take the little pickaxes away from them, and they might be perfectly fine people, but the noises are just a little too intoxicating.
Hmm.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Yana and Noel will come with us as well.
And whoever you like.
This is for comfort more than anything. I'm sure you're quite capable.
Well, if that's been decided, I'll turn to Dottie. You have anything else to add?
I don't think so. I think this will be peaceful. But I do hear that booze always helps. Anyone want to swig?
No. Do not. I mean, unless you want to be drunk, like now.
No, that would not do for peace talks. That would do for the after party.
I'll provide for the party afterwards.
Very good.
I'm sure you will, Pink One.
Family recipe.
And that is where we're going to call today's session. As you guys are about to make your way back to Briganock Mine to re-engage in that minor setback that occurred, all the while learning a great deal more about this new companion Erebus that you have with you.
I hope we're able to find that flower and elf.
Yeah.
You don't know where they went. Sorry, I accidentally hit a button on my computer. I wasn't supposed to do that. You don't know where they were sent. You don't know what happened to them.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's where we're going to call it. So, some quick announcements for the rest of the week here coming up. First one on Thursday, we start off our second of our random adventures, where we have 3 gnomes, a half-ling, and a half-orc. And they are very magey. Magey and monkey.
Yeah.
That sounded really odd. Anyway, but they're going to be trying
Monkish.
out a monkish. That's better. Yes. They're going to be trying out a short campaign done by Kobold Press on Thursday. Happens to be a release that came out of the Roll20 Con for 2022, which was this past weekend. So, we're going to try something brand spanking new. And then on Friday, here's the really interesting one. Bob Moss and Farrar the Red died in the last session. Like, outright, too many death saving throws that failed, kind of died. And so we have no idea what's going to happen next there. There's about 16 different ways that one could possibly go. And Bob Moss is and Bob Moss and Farrar the Red are both very much fan favorite characters. So, we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. That's pretty much it. Anyway, thanks to everybody for joining us out there in Twitchy lands. We will see you guys next week, where we pick up with the peace talks and maybe advance ourselves forward towards finding the bitter end of Bitter End. Thank you guys very much and have a great week.